I sure hope the wind don't make the noise here. I'm living with my mother, and I want you to learn something about getting a room cheap. Everybody wants to key in on the price of the room. The price of the room can sometimes be a trade. I mean, you can enhance your trip. You know, you can move into a house with friends or somebody by doing favors. So every day I ask my mother what my chores are, but she wants me to hang up this thing on the wall. So I came out here and got her to mark it. So I don't know if I can. I got a pen. I marked the corner over here where she wants this hung. So she held this up here, or I held it up here, and how high. I got her to stand back there where the camera was, and I'm going to hang this up here. I'm going to pick up this camera. I'm worried about the sound. When you're living in a hotel, or you're having a bed and breakfast, or whatever, you may have skills that would pay your rent, and you got to be real careful, because people are really willing to try to make you work all day long for the rent. Really, what you got to do is make it on a more of a friendly basis. So my mother and me are on a friendly basis, right? So every day I ask her what my chores are, and I can fix anything but a broken heart. So being that I can fix anything but a broken heart, when I get home I got a laundry list of things that I can fix. She doesn't really realize my total skills, because she never really, I'm her son, and she thinks I'm me when I'm 16, but I can fix anything but a broken heart. So truly I can repair stuff. And last time I was home I installed a bunch of handles inside the kitchen, not in the kitchen, in the toilet, where she could get up off the toilet, where my father, could get into bed, and he had a bedpan type thing where he had to sit to use the toilet inside the bedroom, and because he had cancer and stuff. But I installed these handles all around the house. Now, they really didn't have much choice here, because I said, I'm not going to be thinking about you falling down because you didn't have anything to grab. But every day I wake up and I say, what's my chores for the day? And that's basically, I'm hoping she gives me the things that use my special skills, okay? But generally she does things like pick up she thought it was a big deal because I picked up all the sticks in the yard. And like she said, she'd have to pay extra to the lawn guy. The lawn guy here charges $40 a week, or $45 a week. So basically, if they mowed it twice a week, that'd be really expensive. But hopefully they only mow it once a week, and that's like $200 a month. And just mowing the lawn here would probably, in a lot of ways, get me a free room. I'm not going to mow it because we have to have they got to do it all summer, and you really can't break up the continuity. I'm only going to be here for a month, and it really wouldn't do, even though it would save her $45, it would really squelch the deal with the thing. But you can live in these places by, I don't know what you want to call it, sweat equity lodging, okay? And I'm now going to install this here, and what I have to do is, I'm asking my mother, I can't quite remember what's below this plastic siding, but I think it's just wood, and I could actually just put a little hole in the siding, make sure I don't crack it. It's pretty cold, right? And then, so I have to kind of like drill a little hole or auger a hole with something. And I thought about just taking some 16-penny nails and pounding in there, but they would rust and maybe do it. So I'm going to go over to the lumber yard and see if I can get some aluminum nails that are 16-penny. I don't know if they have 16-penny aluminum nails or not, but they probably got those Ardox nails. And I'll just hang this. Hard part will be to make sure that this stays, every time I look at it, it's not crooked, right? So I'll make sure that it's parallel with this thing so it don't create any optical illusions, but exactly over there. But I'll now do it and show you how I'm getting my sweat equity lodging, guys. Andy Graham. Okay, the hardest thing about doing these kind of jobs is finding the tools. So I had to go down in the basement and scrounge around. Being that it's not my tools, I have no clue where they hit them. So I thought a drill was hanging out down here. Found this, but I was lucky. I looked over here. This is half these tools are my grandfather's tools, and they're not even my father's tools. Can I get any light here? But I was real lucky. A ready to go hoe auger, a drill, hand drill. I suppose I could do electric build, but I'd have to put the cord. So I got that, and now I'm looking for some screws. Some nails to do it. I found these gutter spikes, which are perfect, except they're like 3 times too long. But I need something aluminum. I want something that don't rust. So this thing actually is all prepped. All I got to do is drill a hole through that plastic. If I don't be careful, what I'll do is I'll put a hole in the plastic siding and it would crack. Plus it's cold right now. So I'm looking around here trying to find anything. This is all the normal junk of a house. And you can see most of the stuff will rust. A lot of times I would just use a drywall screw, but I really want to find something. Here's like we need something with a pretty big head so that this thing doesn't fall off. Nail with a big head on it. That's why these gutter spikes are perfect. They got big heads, but they're made of aluminum. They won't rust, but they're they're huge, right? Oh well, I have to go to the lumber yard. It looks like. If you want to go fast, sometimes making a trip to the lumber yard is a lot faster than. I'm in a small town, so the lumber yard I can walk to it. In Fort Wayne, I would be using one of these nails because I'm not going to make a trip to Home Depot. But here, I can just walk across the street. I know they have the things in stock, and I can just buy something. I just need some kind of aluminum Ardox nail about as big as long as my finger. Didn't find it in my mother's basement. Okay, I'm going to drill a hole up here, whatever. So what I got to do is get all the parts in the same place. This irritates my mother to pieces because what I'll do is I'll slowly do these jobs. What I do is I keep collecting things until I get everything I need in one spot, and then I start the job. And she wants me to just start working, right? Well, with one piece missing, I can't really work. So next thing I'll do is I'll work my way over to the lumber yard and try to find a nail. And then I got to find a hammer somewhere. It's not my house, right? And this is the problem. I could do this job in 2 minutes if all the parts and pieces and the tools were here, but they're not. So basically, it takes a lot longer to find and bring together all the stuff than it does it. But I do it like a carpenter. If I'm making a trip uptown, then I will buy the part. I don't make a special trip. I'm a carpenter. We don't make special trips. And this is how I travel, too. I don't make special trips. If I'm going to the center of the city, I buy something on the way and something on the way back, and I never make a special trip. That's a carpenter. Okay, I'm walking up to the True Value Dudley Lumber and Hardware so I can buy these pieces. Orland's great. It's got almost every post office, supermarket, restaurant, even a place that sells meat, public library down there, gas station, and of course the Draft Horse Saloon. A lot of these small towns in the United States have almost no stores anymore. It's like the minute that Walmart put them out of business, they went out of business. And so I'm real fortunate that we have a lumber yard, and I'll go in here and buy the parts for Mom. Okay, I started this project a long time ago because it's been so cold. I drilled a couple holes here, and I installed this. Put these little hooks here. I twisted them here because they're showing above the thing. But got my father's drill, plugged it in, found a couple brass things that I could hang in the wall so they don't rust, and did this project. What I want you to know is that you can live many places if you're willing to do a little work. Part of the price of living in my parents is I have to do chores, right? So I stay here. So a lot of times everybody wants to equate that living cheap in a hotel or cheap anywhere is that you just live cheap. But there's what I would call kind of sweat equity living. And so I do errands around my parents' house. I installed this, as you can see, I've installed this little sign, "You are my sunshine, my only sunshine." And I've done different errands. I was trying to fix the wheel on one of these carts one day. I put out the the hose here, and I set up that swing down there, and I brought out the grill, hang up Mom's plants, hang up the flowers, do all sorts of stuff. But when you're looking for a cheap place to live, don't always just think that it's just cheap place to live. It's also sometimes you can do a little trade. We